equation, 60 plus 80, and I know that is 140 because I know 6 plus 8 is 14, and you put the 0 back on, and it's 140. And we have to label it, so 140 apples. Number 2, it says take from. Chris's group had 140 apples. They ate 80 of them. How many apples do they have now? So this time it says take from, and I can see that 140 is the total, and I know that one of the add-ins is 80. And we have to figure out how many apples do they have now. So I'm going to say 140 minus 80, and I know that that's 60, so I'm going to say 60 apples. Number 5. Put together, take apart. Allison's class brought 70 juice boxes to the picnic. Taylor's class brought 50 juice boxes. How many juice boxes did they bring all together? So you can use a Math Mountain, but you can also use a tens group. So you could say Allison's class brought 70, so there's 50, 60, 70. Taylor's class brought 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one stands for Taylor's class, this one stands for Allison's class, and it's asking us how many did they bring all together. So I know 70 plus 50. Well, if I put together these 10 tens, that's 100, 110, 120. So they brought 120 juice boxes. And I'm going to put my label in here. Boxes. Okay, so at that time we had to put together numbers. So again, they're saying put together, take apart. There are 120 juice boxes at the picnic. Allison puts 70 on tables and leaves the rest in the cooler. How many juice boxes are in the cooler? So I am guessing that this is a take apart. And I'm going to use a Math Mountain because I think that the total goes up here for 120. And she puts 70 of those juice boxes on the table. So I'm going to go with 120 minus 70. And I know that 12 minus 7 is, hopefully you know this too, 5. And then if 12 minus 7 is 5, put the 0 back on. It's going to be 50 juice boxes are still in the cooler. Here is part 2. We are on page 391, and this is a continuation of the word problems on page 390 that you just did. The equations in the Math Mountains below show the word problems on the page. So when you were solving on the previous page and you had Chris's group and Mom's group, you had to figure out the total. So what you do here is you go ahead and you fill in the 140 that you answered on the previous page. At the top of the Math Mountain is the 140. And then you had a takeaway problem. So go ahead and fill in these two boxes right here and here. Do that in your workbook. And then we also had put together, take apart. We had the juice boxes with Allison's class and Taylor's class. Go ahead and fill in the boxes on your own. And then Allison put some juice boxes on the tables. The rest were in the cooler, so fill in the boxes for what goes there. Write the unknown numbers in the boxes, which hopefully you've already done. Number 8. How are these math tools the same and how are they different? So they're the same because we are using the Math Mountain to help us solve. They are different because sometimes we're finding the total and sometimes we're finding the add-in. And number 9, it says write a word problem for this equation. So on the previous page we had all kinds of word problems, so what I would love for you to do is to come up with a word problem for this equation, and then you can figure out what goes there. On page 392, an expression, so we talk about these math expressions all along this year. An expression is a combination of numbers, variables, and or operation signs. Expressions do not have an equal sign. An equation is made up of two equal quantities or expressions. An equal sign is used to show that the two sides are equal. So we have the first one, 8 equals 5 plus 3. And then we have 4 plus 2 equals 6. So these are all equations because they have the equal sign. And this is also considered an equation because 7 does equal 7. Or you can make an expression or an equation like this. 3 plus 2 equals 2 plus 3. So it's true. 5, these two together gets you 5. These two together gets you 5. So they equal each other. Let me erase that so we can see it. Okay, the is not equal to sign looks like this. So kind of cool, an equal sign with a little line through it. It shows that two quantities are not equal. So here's your first one right here. 7 is not equal to 5 plus 3. Or here's another one. 4 plus 2 does not equal 8. 7 does not equal 6. And 5 plus 2 does not equal 1 plus 1 plus 3 because this side equals 7. This side equals 5, so they do not equal each other. So now it's your job to use the equal sign to write 3 equations and vary how many numbers you have on each side of the sign. So what they mean by vary is in the examples up at the top, sometimes they had 1 number on the left, 2 on the right, sometimes 1 on the left, 1 on the right. So kind of mix it up is what they're looking for on this one. So go ahead and show some equations. They want you to show 3 different equations on the line. And I'm going to give you a moment to do that. I'm going to do this one on the line. I'm going to say 9 minus 2 equals 1 plus 3 plus 7. And I know, and I varied it quite a bit, so I want you to vary yours as well. 9 minus 2, well that equals 7. 1 plus 3 plus 3 equals 7. So this side equals 7, and this side equals 7, so we can have the equal sign there. So see if you can come up with another expression for on the line. And I made another expression. 20 is equal to 21 minus 1. And make sure you have a third one, but I kind of ran out of room. Now on the next side, you're going to use the not equal to sign to write 3 statements and make sure that they do not equal each other. So you could say 4 plus 6 does not equal 11 because 4 plus 6 equals 10. Or you could say 17 minus 10 does not equal 10 because this side over here equals 7 and this side over here is 10, so they do not equal each other. Or you can keep it really simple and you can do 12 does not equal 7. Number 12. 160 equals something plus 90. If you're having a hard time getting an idea of how to solve this, here's what you could do. You could make a math mountain, put the total up here, put the 90 here. Now think about what the add-in would be for right there. And if you thought 70, you are right, because 70 plus 90 is 160. Notice on all of these, we have to make the number sentence true. Okay, let's go to number 13. 30 plus something does not equal 120. So we can still use a math mountain. Okay, the total is 120, and add-in is 30. Now it says it cannot equal 120. So we know that 90, that's supposed to be a 9. We know that it should be 90. So you can put anything you want except for 90. You can put 0. You can put 100. You can put 91. If you put 90, then the statement will be false. You need the statement to be true. So I'm going to put a 30 here, because 30 plus 30 is 60, and it does not equal 120. Number 14, 150 minus something gets you 70. So again, Math Mountain kind of helps. You can also use tens and 10 sticks. So 70 goes here. What goes here for the other add-in? Keep in mind, you can also use what you know about 15 minus 7 equals 8. If you put the 0 back on each of these, it's going to be 80. And number 15, something does not equal 140 plus 70. 140 minus 70. Well, I'm going to use what I know about 14, take away 7. I know that's 7. So 140 minus 70 is going to get me 70. So in this box, it cannot be 70. So you can choose any other number to go there. And I'm going to go with 10. It's because 140 minus 70 does not equal 10. Now for number 16 and 17, write equal or not equal to make a true number sentence. So 80 plus 20 plus 40 is either equal to 90 plus 50 or is not equal to 90 plus 50. So step 1 I think would be to put these two numbers together. 80 plus 20 is 100. Let's put these two together. 100 plus 40 is 140. So the left side equals 140. And what's 90 plus 50? It's 140. So we can put the equal sign there. The next one says 80 is either equal to 60 minus 20 or 80 is not equal to 60 minus 20. So start on this side, and what is 60 minus 20? Hopefully you said it was 40. So is 80 equal to 40? It is not equal to 40. The last one, it says, draw a math mountain for this problem. Corey had 12 grapes. He ate 4 of them. How many grapes does he have now? Write an equation for the problem and solve. So it looks like they want a math mountain on this one. So here's our math mountain. He had 12, so that's the total. He ate 4. How many grapes does he have now? So hopefully you can figure that out and solve that one. So our equation would be 12 minus 4 equals, and hopefully you said 8, and it would be 8 grapes. And that's it for today's lesson.